Hi everyone, it's Jody from An Eye for Beauty. Today is Sunday, February 20th, 2022, and this message is for this week, February 20th, 2022. In the past, I have said, whenever you hear the message, of course, if you hear this message a year from now, there might be something in it that you need to hear. But with how our world is shifting and evolving, and the energies that are coming through, really, it's for this week because we're all experiencing one way, shape, or form this evolution, and we're all feeling it in different ways. So I want to just share with you that if you are going through the days and the weeks and you're having a good day and then you're having 3 bad days, and then you're having a good day and then you're having 5 bad days, I want you to just be with it. Don't judge it. Don't try to figure it out. Just accept it for what it is, because we are all experiencing this shift in evolution, and we're all feeling it in different ways, and it may show up differently for each individual person. But the theme around it for all of us is that we are coming to this place of oneness. So what does oneness mean? We're all one. We're all one human consciousness. Yes. And we all have a connection to the Creator. Yes. However, we are also all each individual physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional bodies. So me here, this is my physical body, and then within that is my emotional and my spiritual and my mental bodies. And there is not another person on this planet that is like me. Maybe people have certain qualities that are like my qualities, but no one is exactly like me. So I am coming to learn, just as everybody else is, how to have a heart and mind balanced connection with myself. Because if I can't have that with myself, I cannot really truly have that with anybody else. Now, how do I do that? I start to really allow myself to personally allow the truths of myself to come out. That is the good. That is the bad. That is shouldn't say bad. I should say the lower qualities, the darker qualities. I have my light qualities and my dark qualities, or we say the good and the bad. Everything in human consciousness is duality. So you're seeing it showing up right now in a very big way in the world. But we don't really take the time to look at that within ourselves. What we do instead as humans, and how we have been programmed or conditioned to believe, is I can only show the good side of me. If I show the bad side of me and it bothers somebody, or somebody has something to say, that means it's bad. I have to start hiding that side of me so that people don't feel that way about me. I don't want people or anyone to think, or even myself to think that way about me. And we've all done this and still do this. But why we're going through this is because we are divinely created in the eyes of the Creator to be perfect, unique, and perfect. Why do we judge ourselves? We have been doing it for far too long. Judge ourselves, judge each other, instead of just being the witness of each individual human soul and human end soul. So we're all coming back to this place of heart-mind connection, which we probably have, I think, never had ever in human consciousness, but that's why this is happening right now. How can you have your heart and your mind balanced in connection? So you see that infinity signs around her head, going through the heart, and of course it's passing through the throat chakra, which is your communication. How do you communicate? Do you hold yourself back from communication, or do you express yourself freely? Now, can you express yourself freely if you're not really sure of who you really are? How can you do that, right? So and I want you to know that in doing this, and we are all doing it, whether you realize it or not, you're in the process somehow of doing it. So you might just be living day to day, not realizing it. Maybe you're someone that is still not fully balanced in masculine and feminine qualities, meaning you're still going, doing, not really paying attention to what you're feeling, what's rising up inside of you in your heart space or in your stomach, because sometimes our gut talks to us, the inner voice that's speaking to you. Maybe you're not seeing and feeling and knowing and hearing all of that. But in doing any of the work, what is coming is spiritual prosperity. We're so focused on materialistic prosperity. What can I touch? What can I feel? Remember, money is an energy. And unfortunately, money got into the hands of people with egoic power, and they use it more for themselves instead of spreading it for everybody. Because if we lived in an abundant society, there's enough for all to go around. So that is the gist of what we are experiencing this month, this year, this week. So that is why 6 minutes later, I say that we really can't say that this reading is for any time you look at it, because it really is about right now, present moment, what's going on in the energies. So we have 3 cards laid out, even though you have a very big introduction as to what is going on in our world for this week. And we have 3 cards. Choose card 1, 2, or 3. But ultimately, they're all in alignment with what I just went through. And the first card is the card of compassion. And the card says, you are loved unconditionally. I'm going to read the second card, which was upside down. And it's calmness. And it says, let things settle. And then the third is, love your body. Let your light and beauty radiate outward. So let's bring that into perspective with the beginning of this message. Right now, we are learning how to connect the mind and the heart. We have lived in society for so many years and have been taught to only go with what we think. And that's it. Not how do you feel, how are you feeling, or what feelings are rising up inside of you. It's all about the thinking. If you think about how children are taught in school and going into college, they're not really asked how they feel about something. I've seen it far too many times in my own children's experiences. And then you have to remind people to think about the feelings as well. It's not just about the doing. We are learning how to do both. We are learning how to be more compassionate to ourselves. Because if we cannot love ourselves unconditionally, the good and the bad, the light and the dark, how can we ever unconditionally love anybody else in this world? We have to start with ourselves. We have to start within. We have to be kinder to ourselves. We have to be gentler with ourselves. We have to have more compassion for ourselves and for what we're going through. So if you're having a great day, you're fully aligned, you're doing all the things on your to-do list that you want to do, you feel very accomplished, and then you wake up the next day and you're tired. What ends up happening typically in a human is they get mad at themselves for not being able to perform the way they did the day before. But what if that is the way we were created, to maybe do stuff one day and then to take 3 days to let everything integrate, to let everything settle, to bring calmness into the world, our life, to maybe contemplate what we experienced the day before, what feelings rose up, and then sit with them and see them and love them and honor them. We don't do that. And of course, we're not taught that, and we haven't been taught that. But it is time to start looking at all the bodies inside this vessel. And then, of course, we are all very hard on our physical bodies. I think about myself personally. I'm going to be 48, and all of the times that I would look at a picture when I was in my 20s or even 30s and say, oh my God, and I would have a bad comment in my head about myself, about what I look like. And now I think of, was I crazy? I looked good, but I didn't see it then. Why did I not see it then? Why are we all so hard on ourselves? It is time to come back to understanding that beauty is inside and outside, and everybody's outside was created this way. But you made an agreement between you and God to be this particular body, shape, size, all of the things. Why aren't we loving what we chose? We have to start loving what we chose. We chose it for a reason. We have to start giving this body gratitude for getting us where we need to go every day, walking on those 2 feet, sitting, standing, running, driving, riding a bike, doing yoga, whatever it is, cooking dinner, folding the laundry. The body is doing all of those things. Sitting in meditation. It could hurt to sit in meditation for a long period of time, sitting in a certain position. The physical body allows you to do that. Do you give yourself gratitude? So we have 6 cards really at the end of the day. And although we have 6 cards, I do want to come back to the 3 cards if you're someone who chose card 1, 2, or 3. And card 1 again is compassion. And it is the Ascended Master Kuan Yin comes in and helps us with compassion. She's the goddess of compassion. Goddess is the feminine side. The feminine side is the feeling side, the emotion side, the deep stuff that goes on in your emotional, spiritual bodies. Are you letting yourself allow that stuff to come up? And are you feeling it? And are you giving yourself kindness and being gentle with yourself? If you're not, this card is asking you to start doing it. If you're having a hard time, ask Kuan Yin to guide you. You have to give any of the angels, any of the Ascended Masters permission. Card number 2 was upside down. So if you chose card number 2, you need to start making time to sit quietly and to be calm. And to let whatever feelings and emotions come up, allow them to come up. Allow them to integrate. Or if you go through an experience, allow yourself the opportunity to let everything settle before you kind of contemplate what happened, what you learned from the experience, what blessing came out of it. You, card number 2 people, really need to work on being calmer with yourself. And then card number 3 people, how do you look at your body? It's time to love on your body more than you ever have, ever in your life. Looking at the beauty from within. When you look in the mirror, can you tell yourself, I love you and I love every part of you? Can you do that? Probably not. If you can't, it's okay. Have compassion. Be calm with yourself. But maybe make a promise to yourself that you're going to start loving yourself more than you ever have before. The physical vessel that gets you, your soul, everywhere it needs to go. Pretty amazing, isn't it? I hope that you received something from this really intense reading today. Came out of nowhere. I wish you a great week. Tuesday is 2/22/2022. Do something great for yourself. Have a great day. Bye-bye.